You ever walk outside and immediately know something happened? Not because you saw it happen, but because the evidence is everywhere. Trash scattered like confetti, plastic torn open. Something smells wrong, and then you see it. A cat, just sitting there, looking at you like you're the one who made the mess. That was my morning, every morning. And at some point, you stop cleaning and start asking, why does this keep happening? So I took a closer look at the fence. 4-inch gaps. Now, that might not sound like much until you realize something important. If a cat can fit its head through a gap, it can fit its entire body through. And once you understand that, everything makes sense. This wasn't random. This was design. Now, here's the thing. I didn't jump straight into steel bars. I tried solving it the easy way first. Chicken wire. I tied it along the lower section of the fence, and honestly, it worked. Cats stopped getting in. But it looked like I was raising chickens in a subdivision. And then the weather stepped in. Sun, rain, time. Rust started creeping in, slowly turning my solution into something worse. So I moved on. Plastic mesh. Cleaner install, zip ties, easy cuts, looked decent for a while. Until the sun decided otherwise. After a year, brittle. After 2, breaking apart. And the worst part? Cats didn't just wait. They chewed through it. Slowly, patiently, like they had a construction schedule. Then I saw what others were doing. Solid panels, metal sheets, polycarbonate, seal everything. Problem solved, but at a cost. No airflow, no visibility, and in an emergency, you're blind. So I stepped back, and that's when it clicked. This isn't something you patch. This is something you redesign. I didn't want to block the fence. I wanted to fix it. Same openness, no entry points. So the solution was simple, on paper. Vertical steel bars. Fill every gap. Keep airflow, keep visibility, eliminate access. That's it. Execution was a different story. We started with 26 steel bars, each one 20 feet long, each one 190 pesos. That's 4,940 pesos just sitting on the ground. And we had to turn that into 420 individual pieces. Toto handled most of the cutting. Angle grinder on full duty. 12 cutting discs, 600 pesos worth of sparks. And this is where the scale hits you. Because cutting 1 bar is easy. Cutting hundreds, that's repetition, that's patience, that's commitment. Once everything was cut, we moved to welding, using my 220 amp inverter welding machine. Now, here's where experience matters. Too low, weak weld. Too high, you burn through. The sweet spot? Around 140 amps. And for the rods? E6013. Reliable, forgiving, perfect for this kind of work. We used about 2.5 boxes, 562 pesos and 50 cents. Every weld locking another gap. Every spark closing another entry point. You could actually feel the fence getting stronger. Then came the finishing, Mangray. 4 cans of epoxy primer, 290 pesos each, 1,160 pesos in total. 5 brushes, 300 pesos. Simple job on paper, But the weather had other plans. Rain would start, we'd stop, wait, dry, continue, and repeat. Four days later, every bar coated, every weld covered, and that clean gray finish, honestly, that was enough. No need for extra paint, no need for extra cost. Now, let's put everything together. Steel bars, 4,940. Cutting discs, 600. Welding rods, 562.50. Epoxy primer, 1,160. Brushes, 300. Labor, 10,000. Total, 17,562.50 cents. Call it 17,600 pesos. For something that solves the problem permanently. And this is the result. No gaps, no weak points, no easy access. Just a clean, solid fence that looks like it was always meant to be this way. No more morning surprises. No more cleanup routine. Just peace of mind. And maybe, just maybe, a fence that could survive even a zombie attack. But we're not done, because right beside this is the next problem. An alley that's been ignored for way too long. Overgrown, messy, wasted space. Next project? We turn that into something worth showing off. Something Instagram worthy. That's coming up next.